response, therefore not a legitimate symptom.
Knew you'd understand.
On the other hand, if it was really just a medical question, you would have sent one of your people. Why just push my buttons when you can push theirs too? Hey, Dr. Mendingo, go ask the wife if she's been messing around. You're asking because if I am unfaithful, I might sleep with you. The answer's no, I don't sleep around. Make sure you note that in his file.
Mrs. Warner, surgery went well. He's in recovery. You can see him now. Goldstein found nothing but a distended bladder.
Neurogenic bladder isn't causing the pain.
It also doesn't cause personality changes. On the other hand, it would completely account for Cameron's diagnosis. The patient's completely healthy.
Give me the video of the surgery. Dr. Mandingo, you're needed at the plantation house. Well, don't everybody talk at once.
There's nothing there.
Stop looking at the suspiciously empty bottle and look at the screen. Here's why I get the big bucks. This is nothing. An enhanced version of nothing. This is the problem.
Unbelievable. Tremors in the muscle fiber.
That's not peristalsis. That's abdominal epilepsy.
Means there's some sort of neurological problem.
Time bomb in his brain. I forget. Who said it was nothing?
So a very small diffuse abnormality in the brain waves, probably white matter. Means his axonal nerves are dying. Explains the neurogenic bladder.
Enough nerves die, he dies.
Global axonal nerve death. Likely causes are encephalitis or Alzheimer's.
Early onset Alzheimer's, the worst.
He won't die right away. He'll just want to.
Check the blood for Alzheimer's protein markers.
Last I heard, Alzheimer's had a genetic component. The patient had parents.
Parents died in a car crash. No history of dementia.
Sent CSF for CBC and viral serologies to rule out encephalitis and get tau proteins to check for Alzheimer's. And this still feels a little light.
I took a complete medical history.
Check out their house. Take Sparky with you.
They live in Short Hills, 2 hours away.
You can expense the tolls.
You're not interested in a medical history. You're a peeping Tom trying to spy on your ex.
Her secret diary. That's the main thing. But as long as you're there, take a peek in the medicine cabinet. Check for toxins, heavy metals, anything that might explain this other than encephalitis or Alzheimer's. And get receipts for the tolls.
Making lunch? I assume that's for Mark.
We know about his parents. What about further back? Grandparents, uncles, aunts? How's their health?
Greg hates fishing. He's got a theory.
Most likely candidate right now is Alzheimer's.
No. There's been no memory loss. I mean, he forgets where he left his keys, but who doesn't?
Any family history?
Of whacked outness? His sister voted for Nader twice. That's about it.
You were with House when it happened? To his leg?
You're interested in it.
We went on one date. It didn't go very well.
Our first date didn't either. I was never going to see him again. A week later, I moved in. 5 years. What would you like to know?
What was he like before his leg?
Pretty much the same.
He's clear. No Alzheimer's.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Serious mountain bike. Hasn't been used in a while, though.
You switched to yoga. Brand new yoga mat and tape.
Man's getting older.
Or it might indicate back pain.
Wife would have mentioned it.
Yoga's good for picking up the ladies, too.
Not when you do it in your own home. Change could just be a change, not a symptom.
Chase. Dear houseboys, a snack for your highly illegal search. Hope you like oatmeal raisin. Love, Stacy.
Oh. In a desk drawer hidden in the back under some papers. Secret stash. Amphetamines.
Regular use could lead to neurotoxicity. Explains the axonal nerve damage and the personality issues.
On the other hand, prescribed to W. Brown.
Fake name, fake prescription.
Could be, but the prescribing doc, his name's real. This guy's just had his license pulled for writing illegal prescriptions to high school kids.
Mark's a high school guidance counselor.
And Mr. Brown's birth date makes him 17 years old. You think maybe these were confiscated by a high school guidance counselor? Anything else?
Yeah, he switched from mountain biking to yoga, could indicate.
He's getting older. What did the CSF say about encephalitis?
Said no. Champagne tap. No red cells, no white cells, serology's negative.
Which means we're back to Alzheimer's.
I told her he didn't have it. The marker tests were negative.
Well, then you should have told her that. He could still have it. PET scan will reveal any change in metabolic activity in the cerebral cortex. Run him through and check his memory.
We're going to inject a chemical marker called FDDNP. Then I'm going to ask you a series of questions.
Test my memory.
Yeah. First, we're going to map out some specific brain functions. Check out the engine before you take the car for a drive. Checking up on me?
I like all the pretty lights.
Yeah.
Here we go. Your full name?
Mark Warner?
Is your mother?
Mother living.
No.
Limbic system's intact.
Okay, say you find a stamped envelope on the street. What do?
Find a mailbox and mail it.
Jeez, what a guy. His frontal lobe is working way better than mine.
Do you remember when you got married?
3 years ago this July. Who is that?
What? Could be a problem with his long-term memory.
Big church wedding?
Is that House?
You remember his voices?
This serves no diagnostic purpose.
Well, I thought you skimped on the limbic system there. Emotional reactions. I just want to be thorough.
Did the atheistic bride wear
A pretty white dress.
Was she thinking of you? Is that what you medically need to know?
what jewelry did your bride wear?
She never wears any jewelry. Except that cross her mother gave to her. No underwear either. At least not that day. I remember because she ripped her pretty white dress off in the car. That the sort of answer you're looking for, Doctor?
I think I upset him.
You gotta stop this now.
I remember the honeymoon was in Paris. I remember because we didn't leave the room for 2 weeks. You want the details on that?
A little defensive.
It's not paranoia if someone's out to get you.
Here we go.
Sick paranoid and you keep hammering him about me.
Questions were designed to define the operational parameters of his limbic system.
Don't think the words all you want. You were just screwing with him. Low even by your standards.
Medical screwing. It's what I do.
And then you run away like a 12-year-old. Go hide on the roof like you always do.
I haven't been up here in 5 years. I don't know what's wrong with him. It's not Alzheimer's. It's not encephalitis. It's not environmental. It's not immunological. Every test is negative every time. He's perfectly healthy, but his brain is dying.
Never occurred to me that you couldn't figure out what's wrong.
I haven't given up.
So what do we do?
We wait.
What?
Something to change. It's one of the great tragedies of life. Something always changes.
Ash? Ash?
I'll see you busy now.
What happened? What's wrong?
My toes. They were numb, tingling, then nothing. No pain, nothing.
It's okay. They're gonna take care of you.
I'm scared. Stacy, hold my hand. What?
What's happening?
Time marches on. He's paralyzed.
His symptoms mimic a peripheral nervous system under attack.
But he's experiencing significant paresthesias and he can't move his hands or toes.
Peripheral. Guillain-Barré syndrome attacks there, not the brain.
No, I already did an indirect Coombs test. No agglutination, no antibodies.
Initiative. Like that. Start him on IV immunosuppressant.
No antibodies means he doesn't have Guillain-Barré, period.
Period? More like ... What if he has the virus but isn't producing those antibodies?
Come on, the chances of that
I
are...
ask about the Vegas line. I said, what if?
It would mean he's sick and his body's not doing anything about it.
So, we either fight it for him or it's fatal.
Fatal sounds very bad to me.
But without the antibodies, we can't even test for it. Don't know if we're right.
Treatment isn't all that dangerous. Plasmapheresis and IVIG. If it works, we're right. If he dies, it was something else.
So the paralysis might not be permanent.
That's our hope. But the brain's tricky. You never know.
What was that?
What?
With the head. The look.
He just wants to talk to me.
Well, if it was medical, he should be talking to me.
They're just outside the door.
Leave. Go talk to him. You're gonna leave me anyway.
No, that's not gonna happen.
You left him, and he had a limp. If I can't walk or hold you,
Honey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to talk to him.
if I can't feed myself.
Mark, what you're feeling, it's not real. It's the virus. Mark? His throat's closing up. He can't breathe. Code Blue, hurry! He's having a reaction to the IVIG. I need epi-stat. Can't get the scoop. scope in his throat.
Stop that.
He's having an allergic reaction. He's crashing.
No, he's not. Look at his vitals. O2 sats are within range. I'm betting the only abnormal sign is sweaty palms. Push 2 milligrams out of N. No allergic reaction, just a panic attack. Something obviously freaked him out. Can we talk now?
You couldn't just come into the room.
He said 5 visitors drive down. I didn't recognize any of them. 6 more have sent him flowers, candy, and a teddy bear, which I'm sure he finds very comforting. But I didn't recognize any of the names on the cards.
Shockingly, Mark has friends, and I have some new ones.
No, it's not shocking that you have new friends. But it is shocking that you apparently dumped all your old ones.
I haven't.
No, I didn't think so. I just think you didn't tell any of them that you were down here. Now, why would that be?
What do you got? It's gonna take a little while.
Why would you not tell your oldest friends that you were taking Mark to Princeton Plainsburg Teaching Hospital to try to save his life?
I've been busy. I haven't kept track of who knows what.
See, my old friends are telling me to be careful. They seem to think...
And he sent me the bear.
Figures. He seems to think that I'm not over you. And it might be dangerous for me to spend time with you. I'm thinking your friends might have similar concerns. And so you didn't tell them you'd be here with me.
What's your point? That I'm still in love with you? I should abandon my dying husband and we should head for Rio?
No.
Greg, I appreciate what you're doing for us, but I think maybe Wilson's right. Maybe you should just stay away from me.
What's up?
Love the bear. It's adorable.
My wife's gonna kill me. We're having company. She cooked.
I got Mark's latest blood work. He's not responding to treatment.
I'm sorry.
I was happy. He's my patient. I'm sure he's a good guy. He's probably a great guy. He's apparently a much better guy than I am. And some part of me wants him to die. I'm just not sure if it's because I want to be with her, or if it's because I want her to suffer. Hey, is it okay if I talk to Stacy for a minute?
I'll be just outside, honey.
You two are good together.
I know nothing about Mark.
I took you to Paris. It's good enough for me.
We never went to Paris.
Your honeymoon. It's been your dream city. You wanted to go since you were 16. He actually took you.
No, I had to work. We spent the night in New York, then we went back to Short Hills. What is it?
When did Mark switch from mountain biking to yoga?
About a month ago. Same time we started getting sick. What does that mean?
We have 2 more symptoms. The patient was asked a series of questions to determine the functionality of his brain.
You grilled him about Stacy.
Whatever. Yeah, the point is, he told us everything we need to know to diagnose him. That is, if we use your fancy PET scan as a lie detector. See, it's a very creative process, lying. Now, telling the truth is a much simpler process. See here. Question 9. This is where Mark gives a long, rambling answer about taking Stacy to Paris. What does the PET scan say?
Minimal involvement, just the frontal and temporal lobes.
He said he went to Paris and the PET confirms it, so what?
They didn't go. They didn't go to Paris, and yet Mark's brain apparently thinks that he really did spend 40 francs on a tour of the Bastille. So we have an intermittent syndrome that presents with
Well, horror players will
abdominal
need to head
pain,
down to Shadowfray Village and
neuropathy,
Desolate to grab theirs.
paranoia, and
Let's start with Dylan, most
delusions.
useful profession for wanting
Now, here's the
classes,
thing about
and most
acute
useless profession
intermittent
overall in the
porphyria.
hardcore challenge.
They'll jump you
Because
in a
the higher
dark
level
alley,
enchanting
beat the
recipes
crap
require
out of you,
rods
leave you
made from
bleeding.
black obtained.
But he wears gloves,
Similar to
so no
alchemy, most of the
fingerprints.
base
Doesn't
trainer
show up
recipes
blood
have good
tests,
use,
urine
and they
tests,
provide some
nothing.
great gear from an early stage.
Unless you
While
catch it
cloth will be the
red-handed
primary focus
in
of
the
your
middle of an
ritual
attack.
gathering, most of the recipes only
But
require
there are
additional
other
vendor
symptoms
bot
of
items to make.
AIP,
As you start to
such
get higher
as
into the profession,
light
leather will be
sensitivity?
required for a lot of
Yeah.
recipes,
Well, one
so
of the
skinning
true
is a great
tragedies
addition
of
to
this
complement
condition is that
it.
it makes
This
you
will
wanna
also
stick
provide
your
you with extra
cool
funds,
mountain
as you
bike
won't
in
need
the
every piece of
garage
leather
and
you
take up an
skin.
indoor sport like,
Spider
say,
Silk
yoga.
boots at 125 tailoring, and
Start
robes
the
of
treatment.
power at 190
Hematin
tailoring.
glucose.
If you give him hematin now and you're wrong, he dies today.
There's only one way to confirm AIP. Urine sample made during the attack.
And there's no way to predict when you'll have another attack.
Sure there is. Acute intermittent porphyria has very specific triggers. Barbiturates, alcohol, high levels of protein will set off an attack.
Which trigger do you think set off Mark's?
Not the faintest idea. That's why I'm going to give him the combo plate. All of it.
So if he has this and you trigger an attack, the attack makes him worse, right?
Yeah. But then we'll know what it is and we can treat it.
But if I don't have this thing, and you give me that shot, what happens?
No idea. If we don't know what's messing up your brain, we don't know how you'll react.
Okay, I need a minute with my husband. Doesn't want the trigger. Wants to wait, see if we can come up with another explanation. If it is the AIP, how much time does he have?
No idea. Next attack could be fatal. Could be 6 months from now, could be 5 minutes from now.
I want you to test him.
Fine. I'll send for an HMB synthase mutation. Genetic test. Lab will get back to us in a month.
Give him the cocktail, set off an attack.
No,
Why not?
because he doesn't want me to.
I'm not gonna sue you. I'm not gonna report you.
He might.
He's paralyzed. Either you cure him or he won't be writing any letters.
I'm not gonna do it.
Why not?
Keep asking me that question. My answer doesn't change. I gave him the parameters. It's his call.
You want him to die.
I diagnosed him. I did my job. You want somebody to tie him down and force him into treatment? Well, you're way better at that than I am.
Is that what this is? Payback for your leg? How many times have we been over this? I saved your life.
Yeah, maybe.
You're gonna kill my husband to teach me a lesson.
No, he's gonna die because he's too stubborn to make the right choice.
Now we're in your territory.
I'm respecting your husband's decision. I don't see why you've got a problem with that.
Because it's crap. Because you browbeat patients, intimidate them, lie to them. If you think you're right, you don't give a damn what they think. I did what you do all the time. The only difference is I did it to you.
He'll never forgive you.
Yeah. He will.
Still no change.
He's not getting worse.
No, no change at all.
And that's consistent with AIP, right? Until he has another attack, his condition's stable.
Yeah.
Mark, you've got to.
I don't want to take that test. Not until they're sure.
You don't know Greg.
Not like you do. I only met him when he drugged me.
Boy, are my ears burning.
What's that?
Cocktail hour. Just because you can't hoist a few doesn't mean you should be left out.
Get away from me.
Mark, if this is what he thinks is wrong with you.
You trust his judgment more than mine?
His medical judgment.
And you bet my life on that.
I would.
I don't.
Smart. It's too bad you're paralyzed. Bing! Paging Dr. Foreman. Leave the room. It's not your problem.
You need the consent from him.